Now here's a funky beat. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Cleaning with your pipes out.
Oh my God. 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 Oh my God.
Cleaning with your pipes out.
Oh my God.
Cleaning with your pipes out.
Oh my God.
Cleaning with cleaning.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Put your lights out. Put your lights out. Put your lights out. Put your lights out. Cleaning with cleaning.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Testing. 1, 2, 3. It's working. It's working. Why the people, if you're ready to rock, let me hear you scream. And if you really, really came to party, then let me hear everybody say, we came to party. We came to party. Everybody put your hands together like this. Come on, clap. Yeah. Let me hear you clap. Everybody clap. Now here's a funky beat. Now here's a scratch beat. Boss.
I'm Ariel Winter. If you're like me, your pets are family. So when disaster strikes, you want to keep them safe. American Humane has tips to help protect our best friends in their worst times. So please visit AmericanHumane.org.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bonzi. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello. Hey, I'm Dua Lipa. Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Sal.
Hey everyone.
This is Salade.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R.
What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to DaBooth312 on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago.
And this is Fresh.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. We leave no warrior behind. Wounded Warrior Project is a non-profit organization created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war. Whether those scars are physical or mental, we're here to make sure that they heal. And whether it's helping those with post-traumatic stress disorder live a normal life again, or giving much-needed support to injured warriors in veterans' hospitals. Because no one deserves our help more than the men and women who risk their lives to keep us safe. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Reaching the World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode right here, DaBooth312. Yeah, we're running a little bit behind. Yeah, well, people think they own everything. Anyways, so it's another snowy day here in Chicago. I don't know what the hell. That gopher, someone needs to find them and shoot them already because, they ain't happening about that early spring crap.
Don't matter. Still got to be 6 weeks anyway.
Still weeks. That's right. Either way you look at it, people don't realize it. It's either 6 weeks to spring or 6 more weeks of winter. Guess what? The number doesn't change. It's still the same amount of days. And we're seeing that today here in Chicago. That's why we're missing a couple of our members because, unfortunately, they can't be here because of all this crazy weather. But you know what? It's all right. It's all love, and we do what we have to do, and we're here, and we have a great show lined up for you today. We have a great guest going to be throwing down for you guys, telling you about everything he's doing because he's all over the place. We were talking a little bit off the air about all his locations that he's been throwing down and everything he's doing. And how you old school heads won't get out of the damn old school and listen to the new stuff. Yeah, you hear us preach about that each and every week, and if you don't like it, oh well. But it is true. It is what it is that, unfortunately, too many people are stuck back in time and refuse to get out of that rut. But they're the same ones that probably cried and complained about their parents when they wouldn't listen to anything but what they listened to. So, I mean, come on now.
We need to play that. Let's do the time warp again.
Hey, hey.
Right?
Hey, hey.
Oh, man. Hey, Mark, thanks so much for coming in, man. I appreciate it.
Oh, man, thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it, buddy. It was great to get to know you guys earlier today, too, as well. Looking forward to spinning and having a good time. You mind if I plug something, though, real quick, if that's okay?
Oh, yeah.
Well, it plugs up who you're plugging, but go ahead now.
All right. We're doing an event today also at Enjoy over at 2051 West Division. We're doing from 8 p.m. to 2 a.m. It's going to be house, techno, underground, myself, Eddie Riot, and DJ Leo. So if you guys can, stop by. If you're in the Chicagoland area, don't let the snow fool you. You're still going to be nice and toasty inside.
Is there a cover?
No cover.
No cover. Free.
Come on. And it's called our Sunday Social.
Okay.
All you cheap people out there, that's right. There's no excuse. Get your butts out there and party. That's a great thing. So definitely it's going to be going down. And sounds like you guys have not only a great lineup, but a nice array of music. So
yeah, definitely. The first shot of H2O is on me, so stop by.
Oh, man. He's giving out free shots.
H2O.
Well, I mean, so
you didn't have the garden hose. You used to have the garden hose right there to the DJ deck, right?
So I'll give him distilled water. We'll be okay.
Distilled water. Okay. So you got that event going on, and you got Suave Sunday going on over at Wise Owl. So you got a lot to choose from on a Sunday. And we got a holiday coming up. And was it next weekend?
We got
Monday?
2 of them actually. We got one on Wednesday. So this Wednesday you have Lincoln's birthday.
Okay. Everybody has to work on that.
And then next Monday you have Washington's birthday.
You're off. on
And then
work on that
today's
one.
an actual one that's not spoken about. So let me see. One of you guys know what today is?
Sunday.
Snow day.
Now, Ronnie, I'm not going
It's
to play the
Black
black
History.
card, but I'm going to say,
Black History Month.
besides Black History Month, it is a birthday for a black legend that not too many people talk about. They talk about one of them who actually has his own
is
day.
it Malcolm X?
There you go. Thank you very much. Today is Malcolm X's birthday, and that's why I was waiting to see. And it took the white guy to actually say it. Damn.
I'm Italian, man. I'm Italian. Come on.
Are you? Wait. Are you Sicilian?
No.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say that blood is a little different.
We'll let that one slide, dude. We'll let that one slide.
But he knows what I'm talking about.
I know where we're going with that.
Oh, we all know what you're talking about.
But yeah, well, Sicilians don't like to be put into that. But regardless, you're right. You're absolutely right. Today is Malcolm X's birthday. So again, for you guys that know me, I don't celebrate people's birthday once they're dead. To me, it's like it's a forgotten thing. That's just me. It's lost. It's gone. I don't celebrate it. But you know what? It is still the man's birthday. He's not recognized for it. We are recognizing him here. So happy birthday to Malcolm X for that.
Yes.
Happy birthday, my friend.
Here is another thing that most people may not know. Today is National Pizza Day.
Oh, I'm all about some
I
pizza.
saw that. I did see that. Yeah.
I'm all about some
I tell you, every single day, I don't care what day it is now, but it seems like every single day is a national day for something.
Yeah.
So if there's a day out there that we don't have a national day for, well, we're going to have to make one up for it, I guess.
National DaBooth Day, man.
I was just about to
Come
say
on,
that.
what happened?
A
What's going on?
National DaBooth Day.
What day are you going to declare it?
Well,
The
actually,
anniversary
you
date
want the
of the
real
show.
You want the original is actually September 11th.
Wow.
September 11th was our very first show for DaBooth312.
What year?
That was in 2016, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, 2016. September 11th, 2016 was our very first episode for DaBooth312.
Okay.
So
We need to do something.
it's a
on that
shared
day.
day,
National holiday.
Patriotic, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Heck yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
and it wasn't planned out that way. It was just that's how it fell in place and the time slot and everything. And it just fell together like that. So
So you guys declare it today. National DaBooth 312, September 11th.
there you
There you go.
Yeah.
Done. We get t-shirts, everything.
Yeah. Well, we got the T-shirts. We just need to put
Pick the
that
colors
date on.
black, red, white, and blue, my friend.
They're already there.
yeah.
They're
All
already
right.
there. They're
So-
Chicago colors. Yeah.
There you go. So what else is going on around Chi-Town?
Well, we just had two big birthdays. Our very own, who's not here today, again, Derek Smokin' Jones's birthday was celebrated yesterday. Didn't get a chance to go to that, but you were there, Rob. And,
I was there. Dave C was there.
And
Milky Smalls was there.
Okay.
I was going to say T-Rex, but not T-Rex, but Rex Racer.
Rex
was
Racer,
there. We had a few people that stopped in. Steve Poindexter was there.
Okay.
There's a few other heads. Actually, there's a picture floating around with us. We took a picture, and it's up there somewhere around.
on the
Social
web.
media. Once
Yeah.
it's up there, it's everywhere. But
Okay.
it was a great time, and he definitely seemed to enjoy himself. I still offered Derek to knock out that tooth. He's got a bad tooth. I told him, brother, I love you. I'll knock it out for you. He said, no, they got to cut into the gums. I said, well, 2 hits then instead of 1. No problem.
there you go. And you don't have to pay as much money.
Exactly. I won't even charge him. We're family. I won't charge them. See, I mean, come on now.
That's love right there. That's 100% love. Well, I was at one of our previous guests, Peace RTG. His 50th birthday was yesterday at his black tie
And Peace looks good for his age too. I mean,
Oh my God, man,
he really
dude.
does.
Dude, first of all, they shut the music down. Terry Hunter was on the decks. Lady Alicia was on the decks in the other room. And they shut the music down, and we sang happy birthday to him. And it was awesome. I mean, he threw a very good party. He always throws good parties at his house. And
I
mean,
still wasn't invited.
We'll work on that. We will work on that.
Calling you out, Peace. Sorry.
But he, that guy is a very humble guy. He played an awesome.
Oh, he is.
He
Real
played
nice.
a set in a tuxedo shirt, with a bow tie and everything. I was just like, okay, get it, man, get it. And he was. It was a really good time last night. It was cold as cold can be, and yet there was a great turnout. And just like I said, the love and and the appreciation that they showed for him at his party at his house. And big ups to his better half, Kim. They like I said, they always host a very good event at their house, and I'm just very fortunate to be friends with the man and be invited to his 50th birthday party. So it was a really good time.
That's good. No, that's good.
We'll be. I talked to Peace. I talked to Terry Hunter, who we're going to try to work out getting him on the show. He said he wants to come on the show and talk about some things. And
Well, what are you waiting for, Terry?
he told me next month, so I'm gonna call him out on it next month.
Hey, there you go.
We'll try to get Terry Hunter
Hold you to your word.
on the show. But it was, like I said, it was a really good time. There was a lot of people there just having a really good time last night. And, you know,
Come on,
big
spit
ups-
it out. You
big
know,
ups
our
to-
editors are already complaining that there's too many ums and uhs and this and that they got to work out. And for
I'm trying to keep it clean because, you know, when you're not on, when you ain't got a mic in your face and you're saying the way you really talk, it's blah, blah, blick, blah, bling, bling, and we'll be doot, 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 doot. We'll be hitting beat buttons all day. But yeah, I mean, to Derek and Peace, two great guys that are, you know, Derek being a family member of the show, Peace being a return guest, been on the show many a times. You know, two great guys, two classy guys. Happy birthday, guys, out there to you, and you know, many more to come. That's the best way I could put it.
All right, well, you definitely said it right. You know, hopefully many more to come because there's too many people out there that are not fortunate to make it one more day. So
We lost Kirk Douglas last week.
well, I'm sorry, but I think it's about time.
I'm sorry.
103? Come on.
106.
I don't know.
106. Get it right.
Was he 106? I thought it was 103. Okay.
106.
106.
Come on.
The guy. I mean, I'm sorry. I want to live to 106.
Not me. Not with the way this world is going. Not me.
I want to see my great grandchildren.
At 106, you'll be seeing your great grandchildren. Come on now.
You might not be seeing them though.
I hope you might not know who they
You might know
are.
who they are.
Hey, I hope I have a sound. He had a sound mind. The guy suffered a stroke and still gave a outstanding speech at the Academy Awards. I mean, and he did that at 98 years old. So I mean, you know,
Well, that's the thing. If you're not, for better, you know, lack of words, but a vegetable, let's say, you know, you don't have, you have Alzheimer's. You can't really think straight. You don't know what day it is or this and that. You can't.
Your quality of
operate.
life is done.
Exactly.
Your quality of life is done.
I can't live that way. I'm sorry.
and
My
I agree.
family knows.
I agree.
If I'm a vegetable, let me go.
I agree.
I know it's going
I
to be
just-
hard, but let me go.
But for a guy that did his last movie at 97 years old, I mean,
Yeah.
and he's remembering lines.
Yeah, he's
and-
far from a vegetable.
I mean,
Yeah,
he's not
hands
wearing
down.
he's not wearing Depends, and he's not, you know, having somebody change a diaper and all that. He's still active, and the guy went through a stroke, and the year after his stroke, he's on the Academy Awards, giving an award, giving praise to his two sons, and Michael Douglas ain't young looking no more either.
No.
So I mean,
Kurt looked better than Michael. I'm sorry, but Stanley looked better than him,
Spartacus
you know? Come
himself,
on.
you know.
Wow.
But I mean, if we can all say if you could live a full life like that, that's the track I would like to go down.
Yeah.
If I could be still functioning at 100 years old,
Yeah.
and I could see my great grandchildren, my great great grandchildren, great, because then you know that's a lineage that you leave. You know, when you do finally pass on, your great great grandchildren got a chance to see your great grandchildren, got a chance to know you, and it's not just hearing from all the relatives who you were; they got to meet you. You know, that's awesome to me.
Now look at the pressure that Kirk Douglas got to go through, man. He's got to stay up till at least 107.
He's got to do that. He's got to pass his dad. You know? I mean, but look at those footprints to live. You know,
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
definitely.
they both are Academy Award winning actors.
Agreed.
They did some awesome movies in their time. I mean, Michael's still doing movies.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's that lineage in that family is awesome. And if you got a wife like Catherine Zeta-Jones, I mean, man.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Kirk. Rest in peace.
Yes.
Or
yes.
Mike.
Prayers out
So-
to him and his family.
So with that, I mean, a lot of things have happened in the news over this week. President Trump was acquitted, and
But we knew that already.
well, yeah, it was
We knew
coming.
it was going to happen.
It was coming. You're right. And with that, you know, it goes to show when when somebody gets to stomp their feet and say, hey, I'm going to get those who went against me, he already fired the head of the NSA, which was an Army general, I believe. I may be wrong on the rank, but that was one of the NSA agents that was speaking out saying, yes, this is true that he did go to the Ukraine and tried to preposition them for doing an investigation on Joe Biden and his son.
Mm-hmm.
Very next, literally 48 hours after he was acquitted, boom, that guy gets fired. This guy's not out there playing. He's doing his thing, and I have my opinion about getting out there and vote, but until they change the Electoral College, I'm sorry, Steve Harvey, if you're listening, which I hope you are, I have to call you out on this because you say it every week on your show. We got to get out there and vote, 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 vote. But you know what? The Electoral College is still in existence, and until they change those parameters or do away with the Electoral College, your vote really, honestly, does not matter.
I agree.
Some people are going to be mad that I said that, but it's the truth.
Well, they always say truth hurts, and it is true. The truth does hurt, but you got to take it for what it is. It's true. If it's true, it's true.
I've had the same conversation with some folks at some stores that have saw my sticker in the back of my window in my car, retired Marine. They go, oh, well, what do you think about, the president, this and that? At the end of the day, Hillary Clinton had 3 million votes. Trump didn't, and Trump won the Electoral College vote, and he's the president. Your vote matters if the electorals are voting in your district for who you want. Remember, I said that. Because that's going to play a big key this year in the election. When you vote, if your electoral is not paying attention to what you want in your district, they're going to vote for who they want. And when they vote for who they want, even though your district may have voted blue or red or whatever, independent, if that electoral vote does not go, and that electoral vote is supposed to be in your favor, if that electoral vote does not vote the way your district voted, you've been bamboozled. And that's how it was this last election. And I hate to say it, I hope it doesn't happen again, but we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, well, you're right. We will see. So, that's all we can do is wait and see. All right, guys. So we're not going to keep you much longer on this topic. We are going to play one of our newer tracks. You guys stick around here because when we come back, we're going to get to know our guest, Mark. So, Mark, how do you pronounce your last name? Matras?
Matras.
Okay, so Mark Matras.
Italiano.
Box Spring, whatever you want to call me, buddy.
We already had a DJ Matras on the show.
Well, that's why, when I first saw it, that's why I was wondering, wait a minute, is he coming back? Matras, okay. So you guys are going to get to know Mark Matras right here and all the great things he's been doing. So stick around right here for more to come on DaBooth312, broadcasting from WIT 88.9 FM in Chicago and DaBoothRadio.com.
Guys dance with one girl, and she'll be in the middle, and they would be in a circle around her, and they would jack. 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 Jack.
Hey, welcome back to right here, DaBooth312. All right, guys, going to get to know our guest right here, Mark Matras. Now, see, I said it right this time because I want to make it an Italian guy mess.
You did it, my friend. You did it. You did it. we're all on track now. How you guys doing today?
All right, you, man, how you doing?
Oh, good, man, good. And thanks for having me out. I appreciate it. Looking forward to, spinning some tracks and, checking you guys out and see what's going on with you.
Well, again, you got a busy schedule. As soon as you get out of here, you got another spot to go to. You're going to be throwing down. And, we appreciate the fact that you took the time out to spend some time with us and let our audience get to know more about you, man.
The fact that he's awake, because he's at Exit on Fridays and Saturdays.
Right.
The fact that he's awake right now is when I asked him.
I've been taking some downtime, man. I got a little bit of a cold, man, so I decided to rest for a little bit. And I actually been in since last Thursday.
Okay.
So this is a monument for everybody who knows me. I've been climbing the walls basically, so I'm raring to get out and to do some things. And you'll probably see my check-ins in the next couple of days. Be like, man, does this guy ever go home? But yeah, but trust me, I enjoy it. I like going out, like meeting different people, like talking to different people, and like just hearing a bunch of different music. I always loved different music since I was a kid.
Okay.
So I definitely like to experience that. So yeah, I know I go out a lot, but I go out for the right reasons now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's get into your history. His story.
When I was 6.
So, how old were you when you first started DJing? And who was this 2-part question?
Okay.
Part one, how old were you when you first started DJing? Part 2, who was your influence in house music?
Wow.
Or in DJing, if it was house music.
In DJing. All right. Well, let's see. I started when I was 16.
Okay.
Started off on vinyl, like everybody did in my age bracket. I'm going to be 49 this year, so pretty much been around since for a while. I want to say starting off, my biggest influence, was Hot Mix 5.
Okay.
Reason being, I was the kid that stood home with my double cassette player. When I heard a track that I liked, I re-looped it, I remixed it. That's how I got into DJing. Then I moved forward on to when, Steve Sikoli came out with Jack Your Body. I found New Wave. And when I found New Wave, that's when I really dove into mixing and going to clubs and doing a kind of like Medusas and Prologue. That's where I met Jesse De La Pena. I met, most of the Hot Mix 5 as well, too. And then I started hanging around with, some of the, Cicero guys, some of the Berwin guys. There was DJ Jess, Wesley the Whiz Kid, some of my older mentors back in the days. And then I just started doing house parties and just branched out from there.
Okay. So how old were you when you first did your first party?
I did a block party at 17.
Nice.
Yeah. And
So about 1 year after starting.
Because what I basically did is I started hanging around with, like I said, I hung around with some of the Hot Mix 5. I knew some of them from, just going out to parties, going and so forth. And then some people that I knew that are just in the neighborhood, as I mentioned earlier, we started doing block parties. So I would carry 12 crates, 13 crates of records, for that 2-hour set. And then, I had a Gemini turntables, and I just started from there.
Okay. So so now we're going to fast forward in time, and now how did you get involved with Exit? How did that spin off?
Well, let's see. That's basically what happened. I started going to Exit when I was hanging around with a friend of mine named Conrad. And Conrad introduced me to people that were working there, and I started becoming sort of a resident, sort of talking with everyone and so forth. And who really, I kind of backtrack a little bit. I got out of the scene for a while, kept my turntables, bought CDJs, but mostly just did like basement mixes and, did private parties and so forth. It wasn't until I started hanging around with Andre Harris, God rest his soul, that I basically got really back into house music, really back into like tech house, and saw a way different variety. And I used to go to Red Dog when it was first open, then when it became Annex and so forth. And him and I hung around for years together. And that's really what spirit rocketed me going right back into house music and to start DJing out again and so forth. So the reason I bring it up is because when I would go to juniors on Cermak with Andre, he introduced me to Conrad. And by him introducing me to Conrad, what I basically did is I started working at Exit here and there. So that's how kind of that all got together. And I've been at Exit now for about 9 years.
I've told a lot of people on the radio my first experience going into Exit.
Was it Thursday night?
No, it was a Friday.
Okay.
When you guys had Triple Threat in there.
Okay.
And I had just became a member of Triple Threat, and I walk in, and I was just talking about this 2 weeks ago. I walk into the front door. You guys had that real big bouncer. I can't think of the guy's name, but a huge dude sitting right at the door.
It can either be Chris or Zeus.
Probably Zeus.
Okay.
And they were playing speed metal at downstairs.
Oh yeah, that's our forte.
And I'm like, I look around, and the way, if you've never been to Exit, the way it looks in there is like from dusk to dawn. Like they have the different motorcycle stuff. It's more of a biker bar downstairs.
It's a biker bar downstairs, correct.
And I'm looking around and I go, I think I'm at the wrong place. And
Let me text Mark real quick.
Before I was trying to remember your name. I'm like, wait a minute. I think I'm at the wrong space. And he goes, what are you here for? And I said, I'm supposed to be playing house music upstairs.
What's the password?
And he goes, that would have scared me then. And he goes, go upstairs. And I go, upstairs? And there was like the dark stairway going up. And I'm like, I don't even know if I should be walking in here. I didn't see any other black people at the time. And I go, man, this is not going to be a good night. And I start walking up the stairs, and I can hear the change in the music from to house music. And I'm like, okay. And I start breathing easily because I'm like, man, and the door closed behind me. I'm like, okay, I'm in here now. Okay. And I'm expecting some vampires to come out of somewhere. And
that's only on Halloween.
Oh,
or Thursday.
Or Thursday. Bondage nights, right?
Well, it's funny that you say about the whole dusk to dawn things because when I went there to go see you play there, it was early. We got there real early. They didn't even open second floor yet. Mark, you were playing upstairs already. They wouldn't let us up there yet.
Okay.
So I did get a chance to hear you. But my wife and I, we were downstairs. And it was, in Dusk to Dawn, if you haven't seen it, it's kind of like that mellow mood at first. You know what I mean? So it was really mellow downstairs, and they started to, then they started to play a little bit more the goth, and then they started changing it around a little bit, and it's like that's when the atmosphere started to change. And it's like I'm thinking about what Ryan was saying, about his experience. I'm like, okay, I see that happening now.
Yeah, I mean, I had never been there that early, and it was roughly like 11, 12 o'clock when I went there, and it was summertime, so they had some people standing outside smoking, and that's why when you first pull up, you see this industrial looking building, and I'm like, okay, and then when I come in through this big dark door and I hear grunge metal playing, I'm like. My eyebrows went up, and I'm like,
Yeah, when you hear Hail Satan, you probably want to try to leave from that place. I get it. All right. That's the misconception of the bar, though. Back in the days, it used to be a punk rock bar. And then what they did is they just basically had the first floor, and they would play metal, rock, dark goth, rock metal, that type of thing. Eddie Riot got in there probably like around, say, about 11 years ago. And with that situation, he changed the upstairs to clubbing, house music, new wave. New wave firstly started it off because the transition was easy. It was more, you're going from a little bit of rock, a little bit of metal to you're going to new wave, more gothy. And we would bring that crowd upstairs. So it kind of made sense.
Right.
When Conrad got involved, it was still Eddie and Conrad, and they split their nights off, and they would do separate new wave nights. But then Eddie started doing a little bit of house, a little bit of, underground and so forth. And it really spearheaded the club to a different direction. It's been around for 33 years.
See, and I didn't know that. And like for my first goth experience was at Medusa's.
Okay. Which Medusa's? The one in the city or the one in the burbs? Okay.
And
the original one.
The original Medusa's, where you have 4 floors of just powerhouse music, each floor. And Chicago needs to bring a club back like that. We definitely
made it into a bank.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was a condo.
No, they're not going to do condos. It used to be bank. They're not doing condos now.
And each floor, that's probably the first place I went to. I never heard of Susie and the Banshees before.
Okay.
I had heard of New Order. I had listened to Depeche Mode before, and the list goes on. The Cure was the biggest thing in there.
Yeah.
They put a Cure track on, and people went nuts. So it has that same feel. For those that have never been to Exit, you should definitely go on a Friday, Saturday night. Check it out. If you're into that bondage thing.
Definitely Thursday.
Definitely Thursday. But, it has that grunge, underground theme.
But the funny thing is, if you look back in the history, and we'll go back to talking where, those people, the house heads that were stuck in the old school day when it started, you had the goth people that were into the house music.
Yes.
We all partied together.
We did.
Preppy, goth,
Aragon
gay,
Ballroom is a prime
straight,
example.
Yes.
Yeah. So, it doesn't surprise me to have house music in that type of scene only because this is where we kind of came from. So we already accept this. We already know that this is it, what it was and what it originated from, So it doesn't surprise me. Now, I don't know about some of the younger heads that come into it that listen to house music now if they're looking at it differently. I don't know. But
it does get into a racial divide that we had talked about before, and, that's the sad thing. But, like you said before, and like what Mark was saying, everybody partied. It didn't matter. I mean, I was seeing goth women with the makeup on their face, and they're dancing deep house music back in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
And they were vibing off of.
Well, look at the Warehouse. The Warehouse is a prime example. You can find anybody in there. It just basically wasn't just one genre. It was everybody. Slicks was a prime example too. Slicks was a great club. Diz used to be a resident there.
Wait a minute. You said about the Warehouse, but you got to realize where did the Warehouse start though? It was a gay only club.
That's true.
They finally opened it up. So originally, no, it wasn't.
Well, it was always open to everybody, but people were afraid.
No, it was not. Not when it first started.
Okay, so
if you talk to like when we had Robert in here and everyone, no, it was not.
It had to be gay.
It was for gays. Then it slowly started. They started allowing it in. They were biased. They wanted to keep it a closed net, gay only club because they had nowhere else to go. And they wanted just for them. But then slowly, they some of the people started to bring friends who were not gay,
right,
and that were straight, and they started bringing them in. And there was bias about it initially, but then they slowly started to open it up.
Because I remember when the Generator was going, and I never went into the Generator, but I used to bounce at a club called the Mint a block away from the generator.
Okay.
And which the generator turned into the mid, but when the generator was going, you had a lot of gay and straight people going.
It's the music.
Right. And we can
that's what
hear
it
them
should
a
be,
block
yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, I was standing outside and I could hear the bass. And I remember one night Lil Lewis was there and wanted to go see him, but I just didn't feel comfortable going in there. You know, because when you see some of the folks that were going in there,
The
I'm
element,
like,
yeah.
whoa. It was pretty off the wall, but that was ignorance of youth. And if I could go back into time now, I would have gone in the generator to party because the music was off the chain.
Well, look at it this way. You got Crowbar, you got Kabooms, you got China Club. All those were all different genres of music. But guess what? Everybody went there.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody went there. You could hear New Order and Little Lewis playing at the same time.
Yeah.
So
We had DJ Psycho be here, and she talked about being here, being at Crowbar. And,
Right.
There was everybody.
Everybody was there. Right. Kabooms, same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, there's Rapture. You've had so many different places that were playing just everything. It wasn't like you walked in and like, oh, I'm only going to hear house or I'm only going to hear techno.
Right.
Now they've changed it up where it's like, you know what, that's a techno club. That's a house club. So what Exit has done, Exit is basically, I don't want to say broke every barrier, but we just have a melting pot of this different artists playing and different things. You can go on a Wednesday and hear trap. We have a night called Turn where there's trap, and some kids will still play techno. So I mean, it just depends when you walk in at that time, which I think is good because of the fact of the matter is you want to be surprised.
Right.
You don't want to walk in and say, it's kind of why I don't venture out. I go to the north side. I go in Chicago. I really don't stay where I live because I don't want to hear the same thing over and over again.
Well, let's talk about that. So you were very adamant about the old school side.
Yeah.
And we all came from an old school background, but
So
some
we've
people
all played it.
Right. And some people
Over
progress
and over again.
but some people didn't. But what is your view on the old school scene?
First, let me start off like this, all right? I have nothing against old music, okay? Old music had its time. It still does in some relevance. I mean, there are a lot of Italio tracks that nobody's playing that are phenomenal tracks. I mean, we talked about it earlier today. You have Plastic Doll. Los Niños, the original. No one's playing that. They're all playing remixes of everything. Don't Go, still a great track. I played at Exit. People go crazy for that. I mean, but guess what? When you walk into some of these places, you'll hear Diamond Girl, you'll hear Follow Me, you'll hear maybe Mystery Girl, anything with girl at the end, as I said before. That's what you hear. I want to hear some stuff that, antagonize my Hesitation. No one plays Hesitation. It's the greatest track ever made, I think, because it has so many breakdowns and so many barriers. It's a great track, but you never hear it because they can't get out of it. They're only looking at the first 5 or 6 tracks that they play, and that's it. There's so much more to be made. There's so much more that you can break out. And the reason I talk about some of the old school DJs, and I haven't done that for a while, people on Facebook even ask me, like, what's wrong with you, Mark? Are you okay? I'm like, no, it's just that I'm tired of saying the same thing over and over again and getting no results. You feel that you can talk to your peers and say, like, hey, man, why don't you change it up a little bit? You've got this platform, okay? You're in front of thousands of people, and you're still playing Jack Your Body. Why? There's a million tracks made every single second. Just pick one. Just pick one. Break it out to the crowd. Andre Harris, again, I bring him up because he was my mentor. And he basically, he said it. And he's like, you know what? We broke this track 30 years ago. Why are we still playing it?
Yep.
Marshall Jefferson sat right and almost in the same spot you're in now. And he educated us in this room, which I didn't realize. Places like TrackSource having 1,000, 2,000 tracks released a day. A day. And then, and Marshall Jefferson could sit back and say, well, you know what? I'm known for
Move My
Body, but he's still making tracks. He could sit back in there and live off the royalties of Jack Your Body or Move Your Body till the rest of his life, but he's still making new tracks because there's so much, like you just said, so much music out there. And when he sat right here and said, there's 2,000 tracks released a day, that hit me.
Pick one.
Exactly.
Pick one and base it off of that and see where you go. And you'd be surprised how many old school DJs just don't want to buy new music. They just want to stay where they're at, and they just don't want to move forward. Talked to a few of them. I'm never going to name names because that's not my style. They're like, you know what? As long as they keep paying me to play it, I'm going to play it.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing too is the money. You know, if you're going to get paid to play it, why keep changing it? But
I've turned down gigs many a times, and the reason being, I just don't want to compromise my sanity.
There you go.
I've done it before. I've done it before where they're like, "Hey man, can you do me a favor? Can you play old school?" All right, cool. I played in my sleep. Track here, that, whatever. I don't quick mix either. It's never been my style ever since I was a kid.
Yeah.
I let them blend. I let them play. I like to have things, work itself in. I don't put 60 tracks in 2 minutes. It's not my style either. That's why I don't use laptops. I don't use controllers unless I have to. But the bottom line is this. We have a platform. You have a platform here. You could break new tracks all the time.
Which we do.
Exactly. So why can't we do that with these bigger artists? Why can't some of the Hot Mix 5, I'm not going to name names, but some of the Hot Mix 5, why can't they go out on these carnivals and all this other stuff and play some of your tracks that you made or some tracks that you ever Why can't they do that?
Well,
what's so hard about that?
It's funny because we talk to guys like Wayne Williams, Alan King from The Chosen Few, and when I've heard like last night, Terry Hunter playing at Peace's birthday party, he played no old school at all.
He didn't have to.
He didn't have to. And one thing that we learned, like the Chosen Few Picnic, the title, it's not just the Chosen Few Picnic, it's the Chosen Few Old School Picnic. So it's telling you right off the bat, we're going to play old school, and that's where their crowd comes to hear the old school. But if you've noticed in the past 5-6 years, maybe even more, they've had newer artists on there. They've had Louis Vega there a couple of years in a row. They've had David Morales was there last year, which I was blown away that I'm like, David Morales is playing at the show. Wow, he doesn't play old school.
Right.
He's a new head right off the bat, and they had him there, and I was like, wow. Other artists like Immaculate from Chicago have played there. So, and I'm glad that they're going in that direction.
They don't have a choice. If your crowd's going to dwindle, you got to change it up. Even if you're a DJ and you're playing out and you see that your crowd is starting to walk away, if they don't go to the bar, they go downstairs or they leave, you've lost them no matter what. So you got to change it up. You can't be in that state of mind, because if you get stuck in that state of mind, that's what's going to end up killing what you're trying to create.
Well, Mark, I'm pretty sure I'm safe to say that we're not going to get old school house from you today.
Nah, not today.
What can we expect to hear from you today?
You know what? I downloaded some tracks before I got here, so your guess is as good as mine.
So he's going to play a total new set.
I'm going to play a total new set.
I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to put you on spot.
Sure.
You actually purchased those tracks, right?
I did.
Okay. So when you say, it was as I'm saying, he downloaded, he purchased them. So, a lot of you, we talk about this too.
No YouTube. There's no...
Exactly.
I love
my tracks will be crisp, and you won't have to turn up the treble. We'll leave it at that.
No redlining for this
man.
No
redline or headline.
Where can people follow you besides Facebook, or are you on Mixcloud?
I'm on Mixcloud. Basically, just type in my name, Mark Matras, not DJ, just Mark Matras, MarkMatras. You can also find me on, I have a SoundCloud, but I don't really update it. I like Mixcloud better. It's got more of a platform.
Same here. Yeah.
I am on Instagram. And if you type in Moody Mondays or Slammin' Saturdays, you'll get a variety of DJs, but I'm also on there as well, too. And it's one of my co-hosts that I used to play with and so forth. So there's a lot of my mixes up there as well.
Okay.
Hey, Mark, why don't you tell me one more time where you're going to be at later today?
Today, we'll be at Enjoy. It's called Social, Sunday Social. It's 2051 West Division. We'll be there from 8 p.m. until 2 a.m., or whenever you guys want to kick us out. And there's no cover, so stop in, have a good time. Myself, DJ Leo, and Eddie Wright are going to be spinning. We're going to be going back and forth. There's no rhyme or reason, just having a good time.
All right, sounds good. All right, guys, stick around right here because you're going to hear that live mix by Mark Matras on DaBooth312. Casting from WIT 88.9 FM Chicago, WIT 88.9 FM Chicago, and DaBoothRadio.com.
We're all part of your community.
We all play a role in keeping our community safe. So protect your every day.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bonzi. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Lau.
Hey everyone.
This is Selena.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R.
What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago.
And this is fresh.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. We leave no warrior behind. Wounded Warrior Project is a non-profit organization created to help our men and women returning home with the scars of war. Whether those scars are physical or mental, we're here to make sure that they heal. And whether it's helping those with post-traumatic stress disorder live a normal life again, or giving much-needed support to injured warriors in veterans' hospitals. Because no one deserves our help more than the men and women who risk their lives to keep us safe. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind. Ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
Regional World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth.
go. Yeah. Come on. Let's go. Yeah. Come on. Let's go. Yeah. Come on. Let's go. Yeah, come on, let's go. Yeah, come on, let's go.
dance you. Dance me. And I dance you. Dance me. And I dance you. Dance me. And I dance you.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa. Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Loud.
Hey, everyone.
This is Selena.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R.
What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago.
This is fresh.
Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hi, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Lau.
Hey everyone.
This is Salady.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R.
What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM Chicago.
And this is fresh.
Yeah, I know with Twitch and Scratch is loving that because I know he's always tuning in with us. Much love to you, brother. Thanks for always tuning in and sending the music. We always try, and this is what we were talking about a little earlier about the new music and the old school. We are always trying to break this new music to you guys and get this stuff out to you because we cannot solely live in the past. It was a great time. It's a great time to remember, and we can bring it back, but we cannot just stay stuck in the past. We have so much music out there, great music, and we have to keep playing and keep pushing it. And that's what we do here in the Booth 312.
Yeah.
So if you guys don't like that, get out of here. No, but I mean, our fans, our following have been great about that. They show the support. They love the music, and we appreciate the fact that you love the music, and I'm sure all the artists do too. So, that's why we keep doing it.
Well, we know that we have viewers all over the world, and
yeah, we were just talking about that. We're looking at our numbers, Mexico, Indonesia, where else do we say? Netherlands, we are all over the world.
Even
and
said
it's showing. Oregon, yeah. Thank you. All you guys out there in Oregon, thank you so much for following us. And, we respect that.
Well, let's not also forget we're being viewed also at Fort Rucker in Alabama. I want to give a shout out to Alabama house music. Nice. I want to give a shout out to Bianca Sullivan down there in Fort Rucker, Alabama. Her and her husband are stationed there. Her husband's an active duty member of the Army down there. So thank you for tuning in down at Fort Rucker and get house music spread to those Alabamians. If that's how it is, Alabamians. But I'm glad that we're being viewed all over the place. Please tell if you love our show. Please let your friends and family know what we're doing, when we're on. We're on every Sunday from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern or Central Standard Time. I was about to say Eastern. No,
you're still stuck in the East, huh?
I'm still stuck in the East. We're Central Standard Time here in Chicago. So, tune in. And even if you miss us live because you're at work or you're at church or you're doing family things, you can still view us on Facebook, on our Facebook page, as well as our YouTube page. And we just got on iTunes, not iTunes, but we're on
iTunes. We're on
iHeartRadio for our podcast. Mm-hmm. So you can still watch us, whether it's
Spotify.
Live. There you go.
Look,
tune in.
Just Google us.
Yes.
Majority of the people use Google as it is. Google us, DaBooth312, DaBooth 312, and I guarantee you will find us on one of the platforms that you use for the most part. And if you don't, let us know. We'll be more than happy to reach out to them to make sure we're on there for you.
And if there's a local radio station that, doesn't really have too much going on a Sunday, let them know, call them, let them know about the booth. We'd love to simulcast through their airwaves. They could give us a call. We could work something out, and, we can be in your area live on your FM dial, especially for you truckers and drivers, those folks that like to drive. And for those folks that own those, what's the name of the electric car again? Tesla. The Tesla. The great thing about Tesla, it's a standard thing in the Teslas where you can listen to whatever radio station, if it's Chicago or whatever, wherever you are in the United States. If you're driving, you can tune in to the Booth 312, 88.9 FM, and be in Las Vegas listening. So with the many standpoints that we're being broadcast from, you can watch us even if you don't have a Tesla. You can watch us and listen to us. You don't have to pay.
What about the new Bugatti?
Well, if you pay $2.5 million for a car.
No, the new one's 14 mil.
14 mil. If I pay over $60,000 for a car, I better be able to listen to whatever station I want to listen to, wherever the heck I'm at. Exactly.
And then some. Yeah, I agree. I mean, 14 mil for a car. Come on now, really?
Well, you know what? If you got money like that, okay. I mean, I think, not going back on the tragedy of Kobe Bryant, but if you have that kind of money to buy a Bugatti or a $14 million car, by all means, I'm not mad at you. I just want to go for a ride. Could I go for a ride with you once in a while? But I'm not paying for your insurance or your gas. But if I could just ride in it with you, that'd be cool. I've sat in a Lamborghini, but I've never ridden in one. So I would love to test drive one.
I've driven one. Never took it out at first. I was afraid to take it out at first and screw up the gears or something like that. But yeah, I've driven one. Really, really, really nice. So yeah, I mean, if you got the money, hey, enjoy it.
Exactly.
There's so many people that hate out there against others that have money. Well, how would you act when you have it? Come on now, really?
Exactly. I mean, every summer, and if you've never been here to Chicago, to be here in the summer, and you're driving on Lakeshore Drive, especially around North Shore Beach or North Avenue Beach, you're going to see all those boats, those yachts out there. I don't hate on those folks. If there's somebody, if I get to know you, I would love to party with you. Bring the decks on the boat and play some house music, because they all kind of bond up over there by North Avenue Beach, and they're partying right there on the lake. And that's whether you're rich or you got a little bit of money and you can splurge that way. So what? It's enjoying your life. That's what it's about. And because you only have one. You only have one life. So live it as long as you're not out there murdering, killing, raping, and pillaging, live your life. So if you get to be on a boat and splurge, if I drive by, I'm going to look out there and say, man, I'd love to be out there with them and partying with them. I'm not mad at them. I'm not hating on them. I would love to meet somebody and say, hey, you got a boat? Can I come party with you? And I'll bring some of my friends and we can all be friends.
I'd be more about, okay, how can I make the money you're making?
That too.
I have no problem working for it. I have no problem working for it. But give me the insight of how you made yours, and I'll work just as hard or harder to make it too.
Yeah. I mean, if you're hiring, let me know.
Nay, what do we expect from you today, man? What are you going to be doing? Pretty much, yeah.
That's the famous word, huh? I'm going to try to mix it up with some new stuff and some old school stuff. Not too old school, but, at least within 5-6 years ago, maybe. I'm not going to go into 90s or anything like that.
He's been sitting back there like, okay, we're going to talk about old school and, new school stuff. But, Nate, you play a very wide, eclectic genre of music. So,
yes, since I've been DJing for many, many years, and during that whole time, I've been exposed to many different genres.
Hold on, Mark, what are you doing sitting back there? You could be, you're still our guest, bro. You just kicked yourself off and sat back in the back of the room, and he's in the back of the classroom. No, you're still our guest.
I'm back. Hey, I don't want to overstay my welcome. You know how it works.
No, man. Anytime our guests come on, you're our guest for the show.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
So I'm sorry, I put a commercial break on Nate. So you're gonna adorn us with an eclectic selection, correct?
Yeah, we're just gonna go up there. I have nothing planned actually. I'm just gonna go up there and just whatever it comes.
Wing it.
It's just gonna play.
Wing it. Hot wing it.
Absolutely.
Okay.
The Hot Wing 5?
Well, there's only 4 of us today.
Got a 5-piece? What's going on
here?
So we'll see.
With a biscuit.
What a biscuit is.
That sounds good right about now.
Grubhub, come back.
Grubhub. Oh my God. Well, I'm not gonna beat them up, but they need to really expand their locations, because I tried to order from work and they don't order. You can't place orders certain places downtown.
What about Postmates? You check Postmates?
Never tried that.
Yeah, there's a variety of them out right now. So
Okay.
I mean, they got to run for their money.
Okay.
I don't trust them.
You know what?
I'll be honest with you.
I did Uber and I tried
I don't
Uber
trust
Eats
Uber
once.
Eats and all. No.
I did Uber Eats, but it's just like, what, the food comes incorrectly, or the lady doesn't show up, or the guy doesn't show up right away. It's like, to me, it's better to jump in a car and save the $15.
There you go.
If a place has their own delivery service, then
There you
I'll
go.
order delivery from them.
Right.
But I don't trust that whole Uber Eats and all that. I don't trust it.
The surcharges will kill you the most. I mean, you can get another sandwich for what you actually paid for a surcharge. I was going to get a beef yesterday and a couple of hot dogs. It was like $30. I'm like, yeah, I guess I'll just take my ride down to the hot dog stand.
Go to Portillo's yourself.
Save $15. You know what I mean?
And then, a lot of people got to keep in mind, too, when you order from those kind of delivery joints, they have to park. And a lot of these drivers don't realize, hey, you're not going to get out of jail free card if you get a ticket. So a lot of I know that's what made me stop doing the Uber Eats because I had to double park on a street that was very narrow, and the young lady that came down was scantily dressed, and she was like, "Can you just wait for me?" I'm like, "No."
That was her tip, huh?
I gave her a tip like, "Hey, you know what? I ain't doing this no more," because as soon as I walked up the whole time I'm on the phone with her, there's no car coming down this narrow street.
Right.
I'm in the middle of the street, and then as soon as I get out the car, here comes a car. And then he's blowing his horn at me. Going, what the heck are you doing? Well, hey, I'll be right back. Hold on. And then she comes. So, anywho, I'm down with getting my own food, or like you said, if it's a delivery from the actual
them,
place.
You can actually complain back to them, and not to Grubhub or whoever you go to.
Exactly. Yeah.
Exactly. So,
well, hopefully we don't have no complaints with Natrix Mix today, so we'll see.
I've never heard anybody complain about him. I've
he hasn't been here long enough yet.
I've heard some complaints about me, And,
I know I heard complaints about me.
He's playing that tech stuff. Come on.
Yeah.
Anywho, so Nate's over there dying right now.
I just burned all the tracks.
I should have transitioned the screen from my face to Rob or something. There we go. I just did it.
He's going to superimpose it.
We want to show some love also to our other brother that's not here, Dave C. from the Cutting Crew also. Dave C. takes care of the city when it's snowing and being nasty outside. So, Dave, we love you, bro. We miss you. Be safe out there. I know you're probably sitting in your office going, yeah. But we miss you, bro. Wish you were here. I know you're out there taking care of the city. So, he's getting those trucks rolling so we could be able to drive our cars out on the road safely.
He's making all those potholes. That's what he's doing.
Well, if the city would use real asphalt instead of putting gravel down and pounding it in. Let's not even get into that. Cook County, right?
Crook County.
Crook County, right. So we are going to pay some bills, and then we'll be right back with Natrix. I keep saying your name wrong. Natrix. The Matrix is coming out. The Matrix 4 is about to come out.
I can't wait for that, man.
Well, that's interesting. I'll just say this right quick. The Matrix 4 and John Wick 4 are getting released on the same weekend. So Keanu Reeves is going to be on top. And I love Keanu as an actor. If you're out there listening, Keanu, we'd love to have you come on the show next time you're in Chicago. But that is one heck of a marketing scheme. You got Matrix 4, John Wick 4, same weekend.
I think it was payday.
Payday,
my man.
So on that note, we'll be right back with Natrix in the mix on the booth 312 88.9 FM for the best sounds in underground house music right here.
Pain or no pain, your wisdom teeth should be checked every year. If wisdom teeth come in properly and meet the right conditions, they are generally safe to keep. But left unchecked, they can put you at risk for gum disease, tooth decay, and damage to adjacent teeth. Some wisdom teeth grow in at such an angle that they never break through the gum, which can lead to tooth decay, gum disease, cysts, and tumors. These impacted teeth can only be seen on x-rays, so the damage they may cause can go undetected if they are not checked by a dental professional. Some people just don't have enough room for another tooth in their mouth, so their wisdom teeth can affect adjacent teeth when they come in. This can make it difficult to chew, difficult to keep them all clean, and misalign your teeth. Not all wisdom teeth need to be removed, but they all do need to be monitored by an oral and maxillofacial surgeon. Find a surgeon near you for a complete examination. If your wisdom teeth do need to be removed, the procedure can be done in an office setting with minimal post-operative pain and swelling. Remember, pain or no pain, your wisdom teeth should be checked every year. Find your local oral and maxillofacial surgeon at myoms.org.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Loud.
Hey everyone.
This is Salada.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R. What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago.
And this is fresh.
We all come together and stand together to serve our veterans. We invest in the latest technology.
We take the time to train the next generation of doctors and nurses. We work together to make sure we heal their bodies and their minds.
This is our mission. More than 300,000 of us working as one, together with families and loved ones. No matter where they live in this country, we'll be there.
We stand strong, united. Stand with us in caring for our veterans.
What a fine day to play 9 holes.
Oh, tap the brakes, pal. Your head says yes. Your bad hip says not so fast.
Come on, a little exercise, some fresh air.
Your hip needs fresh air? Really? Dude, what your hip needs is a fresh hip.
Is your body holding you back? Let's see. I think I'll fix some spaghetti tonight.
Now how you gonna open that jar when your wrist is too sore to turn a doorknob?
Ouch! Why are these lids always screwed on so tight?
Put down the jar, pick up the phone, and call for a pizza.
Your bones and joints can say no at any age, keeping you from doing the things you always used to do. Yet a lot of people in pain decide to fight for their mobility and regain their lives. To read their stories and find your own inspiration, visit anationinmotion.org, a public service message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
The odds of a young girl being discovered by an industry insider while singing to herself pumping gas? 1 in 300 million. The odds of the daughter of a clergyman from Severn, Maryland spending 11 weeks at #1 on the U.S. singles charts? 1 in 19 million. The odds of going on to win 6 Grammy Awards? 1 in 1.4 million. The odds of selling over 40 million records? 1 in 800,000. And the odds of this musician and performer having a child diagnosed with autism? 1 in 150. I'm Toni Braxton, and I encourage you to learn the signs of autism at autismspeaks.org. Early diagnosis can make a lifetime of difference. Autism Speaks. It's time to listen.
Brought to you by Autism Speaks and the Ad Council.
All of us want to make a difference. As veterans, we committed to protect our country. We served and sacrificed for the things that mattered most. Those experiences shaped our lives, even if it isn't always obvious to those around us. And now that we've served, our commitments have taken on a new meaning. We're husbands, wives, parents, friends, and neighbors, but sometimes we still feel alone. We forget that our biggest challenge can be to ask for support when we need it. The Veterans Crisis Line is here for all veterans, service members, and their loved ones. Dial 1-800-273-8255 and press 1. Chat online at veteranscrisisline.net or text 838-255. It matters.
A promise was made. A promise that hit the beaches of Normandy. A covenant that split the skies over Berlin. A vow that captured Iwo Jima. A promise was made. A solemn oath that liberated Seoul. A sacred trust that defended Quezon. A pact that dug in Da Nang. A contract that weathered Tet. A promise was made. A pledge that stormed the desert in Iraq. A bond that patrolled door to door in Fallujah. An IOU that braved IEDs in Kandahar. A promise was made to America's veterans. A promise we all must keep. DAV fights for all veterans and their families so they get the health care, financial benefits, and support they earned. If you're a veteran who needs help or you'd like to help us keep the promise, visit DAV.org.
Making it green is making sure the air in your home is healthy for your family to breathe. Make sure you test your home for the presence of radon. It's easy. To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN. Preserve your family's health and well-being. Get your home tested. Now that's living healthy and green.
Green, green, green. It's your home, it's your dream. Radon testing, keep it healthy and clean. Make it green, green, green.
To learn more, call 866-730-GREEN.
A message from the U.S. EPA.
When a counselor asked how much my husband drinks, I said, not that much. I don't know why I said that. He always drank too much. But I guess I'm so used to keeping it a secret that I didn't tell the truth to myself or anyone else. My husband has drinks with friends after work. He has a couple of drinks at home with dinner and a few more while we watch TV. Pretty soon he's shouting at me and blaming me for all of his problems. I just can't take it anymore. A counselor recommended Al-Anon family groups. She said Al-Anon members have had experiences just like mine, and they would explain how Al-Anon is helping them. I didn't want to go to Al-Anon, but I'm sure glad I did. Is someone's drinking breaking your heart? You might be surprised at what you can learn at an Al-Anon family group from people just like you. Call 1-888-4-AL-ANON or go to alanon.org.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
So today's your 18th birthday? Hey, Bobby, pretty exciting.
Oh, yeah. I've got my whole life ahead of me. School, then a job. I've been waiting for this day forever.
And when will you be registering with Selective Service?
What? Oh, yeah. I don't know. I'll get around to it someday.
Someday?
Yeah, you know, like, whenever I get around to it, like, I don't know.
Well, Bobby, if you don't register with Selective Service within 30 days of your 18th birthday, you can lose out on college loans, job training, and government jobs. And then you'll be, you know, like out of luck.
Bobby, where are you going?
I'm just gonna get online for a minute, then I'll be right back.
To register with Selective Service, log on to www.sss.gov or stop by your local post office.
There. Are you happy now?
Very.
We will never fully understand what we've asked of our military service members, of their families or their children, asking them to deploy, patrol, stay on watch, on point, asking them to put themselves in harm's way, to endure it all. But we do understand that it's our turn, our duty, to bring them all the way home, to keep them secure, to have their backs for the rest of their lives. Wounded Warrior Project long-term support programs do whatever it takes to help our most severely ill or injured veterans live independently, at no cost, for life, so that they might stand at ease. Find out how you can help at findwwp.org.
Reaching the World Entertainment presents The Booth. Check us out every Sunday on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago, 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. Download that free app, tune in, and get the best sounds of the underground with The Booth.
clouds that storm over the universe. The rain of bad men. It is angry. It is violent. It is silent. It is a noisy synthesis of calamitous time. Some predict it is the end of the world. Some say that he is coming back. Because we are now in the reign of bad men. The reign of tyranny. The reign of fight. The reign of take everything, leave nothing, fight everyone and save no one. They take our riches. They tell us like this, share that, don't do this. But we will not stop. We will not stop.
Hey, this is Ariana.
FM in Chicago.
And this is fresh.
Hey, this is Ariana Grande.
What's up, everybody? I'm Bozzy. This is Calvin Harris.
This is Camila Cabello.
Hey, I'm Dua Lipa.
Hey guys, I'm Halsey.
Hey, what's up? It's Lau.
Hey everyone.
This is Salada.
It's Selena.
This is Shawn Mendes.
Hey, it's Taylor Swift.
This is Zed.
This is K-Joy.
This is Vincent R. What's up, guys? Twitch and Scratch. You're listening to Booth 312 on WIIT 88.9 FM in Chicago.
And this is fresh.
Hey, what's going on, guys? All right, if you guys were tuning in not too long ago and you saw a different man DJing, well, we had some technical difficulties, so we had to switch up the DJs for you. So we didn't get Natrix to throw down for you guys today, but we did have another great DJ, another member of the Booth 312 right here, Ron Tinsley, who threw down for you guys and did a great set.
Thank you.
Definitely a great job. Again, we had some technical difficulties with the equipment, and, well, we had to do what we had to do to make sure you guys get the best sounds of the underground. So it was definitely a great time. We definitely appreciated our guest, Mark, coming out and throwing down for us. And, you guys got to check him out tonight. And make sure you guys check him out at Exit.
1315 North. I'm sorry, 1315 West North Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. I keep wanting to say North Avenue. It's West North Avenue, Chicago, Illinois. Depending on what time you get there, there's normally not a cover early, but after I believe 11, they start a cover. So, get out there if you're into the wild stuff. You check out the Bondage Night. I know that they used to have Bondage Night at Crowbar, and I've been to a Bondage Night at Crowbar. It's pretty interesting, but this is supposed to be even more off the top over at Exit. So if you're into that lifestyle, go check it out every Thursday, he said?
Yeah,
Thursday
every
night.
Thursday.
I believe from 10 to 2 on Thursday. So I don't think there's a cover until
What if you don't
11.
get out? What if you don't get out of the bondages?
You're stuck. and you're in there from dusk till dawn. But yes, I mean, if you're looking for something to do, like he said, he's got his event going on starting at 8 o'clock tonight till 2 a.m. And if you are not trying to travel that far due to the weather, and it looks like it's cleared up, I think we're supposed to get a little bit more precipitation this evening. But if you are looking for something else to do and you don't want to travel that far and you're in the Loop area, you have the Wise Owl, which we had our friend on the air last week, Yvette.
She got so mad at me. I saw it in her face, too.
Yvette's there for Suave
Sloppy,
Sunday.
sweaty Sundays. Yeah, I know.
And you know what? She was at Peace's birthday party yesterday. Saw her. It was like I said before, it was a very elegant night. She was there representing, and we saw each other, spoke, and had a good time. She was getting down on the dance floor yesterday, and so go over there by Suave Sunday at the Wise Owl. That's kicked off. Started at 4 o'clock. And that goes until, I believe, about 2 o'clock in the morning. So if you're looking for something to do, you ain't got to work on Monday morning. There's 2 big parties that we're just announcing right here on the booth that you could go check out. And neither have a cover. So get out there, have a good time. Yeah. There's good food, I know, at the Wise Owl. I'm not sure if they serve food at the other joint, but, I believe that... somebody said something about a free water drink.
Get some free H2O.
Yeah.
Even if you don't have something to eat, plenty of drinks there, and you're going to have a great time because there's a lot of great music going to be played. And from what Mark was saying, a lot of great DJs. So, hey, definitely want to go check them out and support. And if you go out there and you heard it from us right here on DaBooth 312, go to Mark. Let him know that you heard about the event from us here at DaBooth 312, and then you heard his live mix. Show kudos to him for that. Also, I want to bring it out there for all of you Clemente, that is all alum from Clemente High School in the Chicagoland area. You guys want to go enjoy yourselves and meet up and say hello and meet and greet. You're going to have the 2020 cruise. It's going to be July 18th, 2020. More information is coming soon, but make sure you go check out DJ Dave C. Go check them out on Facebook, and you'll see the Clemente reunion. It is a all-class reunion, so no matter what year you graduated, if you haven't graduated yet, you're probably not old enough to go on this, but I will say, if you have graduated from Clemente, check this out, because it's a great cruise. And, if you guys didn't get a chance to see the videos from last year's, oh, my God.
Pictures.
Everybody enjoyed themselves. I did not go to Clemente. I was invited to go. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it.
Yes.
But, I mean, everybody said they had a great time.
It was. The weather was awesome that day. The water was really calm. And, you know, they circled around the Chicago River, and we went outside the locks. If you've never been on a boat cruise in Chicago, you don't know what you're missing. You definitely don't want to miss this one, even if you're not.
This one is going to be even more special because they're going to have the fireworks.
Yes.
So you don't want to miss the fireworks show because you are not. I absolutely guarantee you are not going to get a better seat.
Now watch this. Here we go. Here we go. Got to throw this in there. If you didn't go to Clemente High School, but you want to go on the boat cruise, you can still purchase a ticket. And for you old school house heads or house music lovers, if you don't like being called a house head, this is the boat cruise for you because they're playing old school house music. I was there, had a great time, great DJs that were on that boat cruise from the time that boat undocked and departed to the time we docked. It was just nonstop music. It was a great time. They had some good drink specials on the boat. So you don't want to miss this. This is for the old school house heads, or house music lovers. If you want to go on this boat cruise, definitely look this up. The Cutting Crew, Dave C., they're throwing this down. And like I said, I would not put my stamp of approval on it if I hadn't been there myself. And Dave is part of our crew. So I had a great time. I'm looking forward to going back.
Nay, you got something coming up as well, right?
Absolutely.
Taking us way up to space, huh? Outer space?
So February 29th, I'm going to be at the Outer Space, which is 6840 West 32nd Street. It's in Berwyn. And it's going to be an all 80s night. So you're going to hear original stuff. You're going to hear remade, remixed stuff, but the theme is all 80s. The last party was such a success that they wanted to do it again.
So everyone 80 years old and up will be there, huh?
Yeah, pretty much. Bring your cane and, you know, we
Novocaine.
Bring everything that you need.
Bengay.
We'll be ready for you. So I have to give a shout out to Aaron. He's the owner of the place, and thank you for having us. And, you know, we look forward to making another successful night.
Yeah, thanks, Aaron. I mean, you know, we joke around about the old school because we try to promote all the new tracks because there's so much out there. But you know what? There's a place for everything, and there's got to be a place still for the old school music because there are people out there that do enjoy it. So God bless you. You know, keep promoting the old school. Have your spot for it. We'll keep promoting the new stuff as well. And, hey, we'll all party and enjoy ourselves because, like Ron was saying earlier, you only have one life. Live it to the fullest each and every day.
Last but not least, Glen Underground has a party coming up this Saturday. They have not disclosed the location. If you RSVP, you will get a message for where the location is. So check out Glenn's page for that event page and go out there. I mean, the last two parties I went to that Glenn played at were amazing. He was at the Post the last time, and that was my first time at the Post, one of the loudest sound systems in Chicago. So if you're a Glen Underground fan, go check out his page. If you already know about the event page, go ahead and RSVP so you can get that location sent to you. And tickets are not that expensive. It's only $20 for a ticket. So get your tickets online at Eventbrite and check out Glen Underground live at a disclosed location.
Undisclosed.
It'll be disclosed to you once you get your ticket. It's undisclosed to everybody else, but you'll get the secret address for the Secret Squirrel Nation.
Ooh.
You know,
I remember those days of those
that's
events.
Underground.
So, all right, sounds good. Well, if we don't have anything else, to promote and push out, then we'll just close out with some of these great tracks.
Okay, I enjoy that. Please have a great and safe week. We'll see you right back here next weekend. We have a special guest. We have a DJ who is also a dentist who will, what's his name again?
Gino Rockin' Romo.
Gino Rockin' Romo is going to be on with us next Sunday. and he's going to talk about dental hygiene as well. He's going to be
Because it is dental month this month.
It is with Black History
So
Month.
Dr. Romo will definitely be talking about how important it is to take care of your teeth. And how important it is to your health, because it really is. People don't realize it.
What goes in your
Derek's
mouth.
learning that right now.
Yeah. Well, with that, we got a surprise guest. I'm not going to.
It's a big surprise.
It's a big surprise. So, put it like this: for you all that are in the. No, I'm not even gonna say that because that'll give it away. So you just got to tune in, look for the flyer. We'll have our special surprise guest on the flyer. We'll be promoting that, and she'll make her way in the studio. And
let's just say
Grace,
X will mark the spot 3 times. But
there you go. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. She'll be joining us live on the air with Mr. Romo, Dr. Romo, on Sunday.
Be a Valentine's weekend special.
Big hearts. That's all I'm gonna say. So with that, have a great week. Please be safe out here on these roads. It's supposed to get a little bit more. We're going to get some more snow on Wednesday, Thursday. It's going to be super cold on Friday, but then it's going to warm up next weekend. So just be safe out there. Be cautious on the roads with the slick roads out there. And like I said, for our guy Dave C., hey, we miss your brother. Be safe out there. He's helping keeping those roads open for us to drive on.
And get some sleep.
So you can be here next week. On that note, you got anything else, boss?
Peace.
Got anything else?
Peace.
NLS Bard gives patrons the freedom to read their way.
Bard is this beautiful web-based program for searching for books and for the ability to download them.
For more information, call 1-888-NLS-READ.
It's hard to keep track of all the health information that comes your way, but you still want to make the right decisions. Here's an easy one. Get tested for hepatitis C. It's a leading cause of liver cancer and often has no symptoms. People born from 1945 to 1965 are 5 times more likely to have hepatitis C. The good news is that now it can be cured. Talk with your doctor about getting a blood test for hepatitis C. Know for sure. A message from the CDC.
Me a